back. It's Jeff and Jeff here on Orange Bloods Live. I'm Jeff Ketchum, publisher of OrangeBloods.com, owner of Orange Bloods Live. That's Jeff Bowerman. He is with Groggy Dog, and he's the man of the people, the voice of the people. And every single week we do this show. We talk Texas football. We talk big picture items. We do it in a short amount of time. We give you more bang for your buck than maybe any other video that we do here on Orange Bloods Live. Like, comment, subscribe to the video, and by all means, go to Groggy Dog if you're looking for apparel for your company, if you're looking for apparel for your favorite team, and by that I mean your kids' team. Anything that you need to get printed, promoted, that you want to get it out there, that's what Groggy Dog does. Jeff, I don't know that I've done it justice. We don't have the QR code ready, but let everybody know what we've got cooking. We've got the Orange Blood store up, which we'll be putting out on our socials and on Orange Bloods so people can go buy the latest shirts that we've got printed up. But make sure I do justice to what you guys are doing at Groggy Dog, which more than anything else is excellent customer service. You're getting the best quality that you can possibly get, but you're getting it from people who want to make sure that you're happy and taken care of. And every single little desire that you have with your purchase gets accomplished.
Catch, you nailed it right there. Customer service, that's what we want to do. And our partnership with Orange Bloods is growing, and we're building on it. We've kind of had a soft launch with the store and pushed out some designs and sent out some orders and some product, but been working with you and your team to get more designs as far as different t-shirt designs, and then some embroidered pieces, fishing shirts, golf shirts, hats, that kind of stuff. And we're going to push that out on the store and really make a concerted effort to promote it, like you said, with the QR code and on our content, and then also on the OB board and in other spaces on Orange Bloods Live. And I mean, the thing is, we're one of y'all, we're us, like you said. I'm the man of the people. I try to speak for the Longhorn Nation, and we want to help
You've
brand
done a good job of it so far. I've been impressed. This could have gone a couple of different ways, or like you suck and the show.
You would tell me I suck, though. Yeah, that's the thing that I enjoy about OB and Orange Bloods Live is everybody's straight right to the point. You're like, dude, that sucks.
I plan on wearing one of the Groggy Dog Orange Blood shirts.
I need your address. I literally have a packet with your name sitting on my desk. It just says Catch.
It'll get taken care of. Okay. I want not a shirt. I want multiple shirts. Plural, and we'll get those not just on the Jeff and Jeff show, but I'll just start wearing Groggy Dog shirts every day. It'll make getting ready for my shows so much easier.
Nice.
Less dry cleaning and more laundry. So look, this is an easy one, right? We're in the bye week.
Yep.
So what we've really focused on in the last couple of weeks has been 5 things every single week that we want to see from the Texas football program in a game. With OU 2 weeks away, and actually a little bit less than that, about a week and a half away. It's not game week, but there are still things, and there will probably be some themes in this video that'll be themes in next week's video as they get ready for Oklahoma. But as we start thinking about what does Texas need to do during the bye week in order for the bye week to be a success, the number one thing in your mind as a fan for this bye week is what?
Attention to detail.
You don't want those sloppy penalties anymore?
Well, I mean, again, that kind of to echo, I'm sure, what's been said on all the shows and listening to House Divided and Outsiders and all that, Anwar, you have to tighten the screws, to improve your performance. And that the effort against Mississippi State was impressive in a lot of ways, but it was also somewhat, I don't want to use the word frightening, but it was great for the coaches to have that much material to go into the bye week, lining up correctly, making adjustments, formation adjustments correctly, ball security, greater communication, down and distance execution. I mean, just you saw there against the Mississippi State team that you were better. I mean, 1 through 103, you were going to be better, and you were going to win that game by 20 points. I don't think that was ever in doubt. But again, like Sark says, the standard is a standard, and I feel like, from 1 to 103 and then all the coaches and then, extended the fan base, that effort wasn't to the standard on Saturday. So this week, let's tighten the screws. Let's recognize where we're at, but let's also recognize the opportunity in front of us. Look, me, recognize the opportunity in front of us and know what it's going to have, what it's going
to When the Texas flag is behind you, you get to say us.
Yeah. When you get up here to North Texas, I'll have you over for dinner or something, cook something up for y'all. But you should. It's the Longhorn room, man. It's we got it everywhere. Yeah. So us. Yeah. My wife Lisa, she sent me an Instagram reel the other day about my adding to my resume, and I needed to put volunteer coach Texas Longhorns, and she goes, because like they listen to you when you yell at the TV, and I'm like, well, of course they do. Yeah. So yes, us. Tighten the screws. Standards are standard. Let's dial in and get ready for the meat of the schedule, and most importantly, for what's up next with those land thieves from north of the Red River.
My number one thing, and I don't think that this is a consensus, because I think a lot of people are really focusing on the run defense, and who knows, and we may get to that as part of our 5 things before this video is over with. But I want to see the run game on offense. It's got to be better. And it's funny, if you look at the analytics, the Texas running game effectiveness is pretty good. What the data says is that Texas isn't hitting the big runs, but that they're running the ball pretty well, all things considered, even if you look at the starting running backs, or not the starting running backs. If you look at the scholarship running backs on campus, all of them are averaging either 5 yards per carry or lower. That's got to get better. You really, if you're going to be if you're going to be the frontline running back at the University of Texas, that number needs to be at least hovering around 6. So they're not there. Jaden Blue has a game that's very forgettable. You wonder if he's walking around with a football under his arm all over campus, people trying to knock it out of his arm.
Yeah.
He needs to get comfortable. If Trey Wisner is going to be a guy that starts taking carries away from him, then he needs a little bit work. All these guys have been banged up. None of them have fully asserted themselves. And I just think, look, as you get ready to play Oklahoma and Georgia and the rest of the schedule, they're going to need to run the ball better than they clearly did Saturday against Mississippi State. And I'm such a big Jaden Blue guy.
Me too.
Put Jaden Blue Humpty Dumpty back together again. He was coming off of 100 yards the week before, and then it completely falls apart for him against Mississippi State. I think he needs to be a big factor against Oklahoma. So getting him right, his head right, and that running game going for me is at the top of my list of things in this bye week that you'd like to see Texas.
And I got a point about that. Like when you look at the numbers, the stats in a vacuum, you're like, okay, we're running the ball at a good rate and being effective. But when, like you, like me, like, everybody on the board and everybody watching this, when you watch every single play, for the last 40 years, especially this, like you realize that the level of effectiveness is average at best, right? And if you're going to continue to stay at that average level, what's going to end up happening is that's going to affect, despite the plethora of weapons you have in the pass game, whether it's Quinn or Arch, all the receivers and the tight ends, unless you can get that running game going, it's going to, have a negative impact on the offense as a whole and the passing game. And then,
teams have got to, Texas is so good throwing the football.
Yes.
That the running lanes in the running game should be open and available.
Especially when you consider the fact that there's probably, and we've talked about this before, I don't know, 3, 4 NFL players on that offensive line. 6 maybe, rotate in some of those younger guys.
They're all going to get opportunities. They should be running the ball better than they have.
Yeah,
especially with the passing game being so dynamic, that's got to get better.
Yeah, and they got to and maybe keep it simple. Like, let's find 5 or 6 run plays that work, that we can block, that the running backs can hit. because sometimes you'll see Blue and even Wisner, Gibson, hell, even Quinn, they make a misstep, keep it simple, right? We're better than you. We're going to run this play. You know what? We're going right. Stop us. I'd like to see that mentality, like the possession, Saturday against Mississippi State when Arch scored 3 touchdowns. Like, that was frustrating from A, because the officials wanted to make it a ref show, but B, like, line up and run the damn ball, hand the ball off to Jarrett Gibson, right?
Don't make this thing harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, let's go drive those sons of bitches. Oh, sorry, in maroon into Bevo. I know. Chad was saying on the Outsiders, no more cussing, but into Bevo's corral. Like, go put them back there. Let's go score and then go kick off. Like, we shouldn't have to have the franchise QB sneaking it 3 times.
All right, so we've got general sloppiness covered. We've got the run game. What's number 3 for you?
Turnovers. I want to see this defense taking the ball away, getting their hands on more balls. And again, I know it's challenging too when 3 out of the 4 games, heck, 4 out of the 4 games have been one-sided. You're not in a lot of high leverage situations, but let's see more tip balls. Let's see more fumbles. Let's see more, big time hits. Let's see more, just more opportunity to get the ball and get it back to our offense. I mean, the Texas offense scares the bejesus out of everybody they're going to play. So the more times you can get the ball in their hands, the better. So I want to see that cranked up.
How about this for number 4 on our list of 5 things that we want to see in the bye week? Quinn, get healthy, and let's put this who's going to play quarterback behind us. I know on Monday when Steve Sarkisian met with the media, it sounded like if on Monday there was going to be a game, that it would still be Arch Manning that would be starting.
I got that sense too. I got that he was further away than we kind of thought on Saturday. I thought Sark kind of walked it back a little bit on Monday in the press.
It's not as simple as, okay, well now Quinn's automatically in the lineup. There's no automatic about it. They clearly are waiting for him to hit a level of comfort that he hasn't yet hit. And so, I'd like to see that happen. Quinn wants to get back on the field. This team's going to go as far as Quinn Ewers takes it, and unless, he gets hurt for the long haul and Arch has to take over. So knowing the importance that Quinn Ewers is to this season, getting him comfort, getting him back into the fold and feeling like himself, it definitely feels like by the end of this week, Quinn, can you be the starting quarterback again and take those reps?
To follow up on kind of what you're saying too, you watch that game Saturday night, Bama, Georgia, you see the level of quarterback play from 2 playoff teams. And where my mind goes, okay, if we are going to be in that playoff and beat those teams, our level of quarterback play has to be there, right? And Quinn can get there. There's no doubt in my mind that Quinn can get to that level where Milroe is, where Beck is, to be that game-changing guy. But, the margin for error is less now, especially with the injury coming off 3 weeks of downtime and recovery. If Texas is going to get where they want to get this year, right, and that's bringing home the big trophy, it's going to be on the shoulders of number 3 and the pride of South Lake Carroll.
So yes, indeed. So we're 4 or 5. We're 80% through. You get the final word on this. Give me the last thing that will make this bye week a success.
I still want to see, and again, I'll go back to what I said about turnovers and getting your hands on the ball and forcing the ball out. Special teams. I mean, there's hidden yardage there. There's opportunity there. And I feel like Texas is just way too talented there's way too many difference makers on the field in special teams for, and you tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm reading this wrong, but like, I haven't seen a difference making play on special teams yet. Well, Mississippi State blocked a punt because we foobarred a protection, but
yeah,
for all the talent that's out there, Blackwell and Bolden and LaFau and Ty Anthony Smith and, Golden, go down the list. For all the guys that are out there on their special teams, hell, Bert Auburn, where are the difference-making plays on special teams? Now, again, you've got 4 weeks of film now, so go back, look at it. Let's see where we can, affect the game in that area, because regardless of how OU's performed this year, I mean, that's going to be a 7-10 point game that can turn on special teams. And then, of course, anything down the road, Georgia, Bama, Kentucky, A&M, historically, special teams make a difference. And Texas is way, way, way too talented to not, be gaining ground in that area.
If I told you that Texas was going to have a monster special teams play against Oklahoma in 11 days, I think they'd go a long way to making you feel pretty good. I think you probably feel pretty good that this game is going to be a game that the Longhorns win. But you're right. They haven't had the game-changing plays in the third phase of the game.
Yes.
That would make that a little bit easier. These are the games where you want that. It's one thing to do it against La Monroe. It's another thing to do it against a Colorado State, which really hasn't happened yet. But for it to happen in the upcoming games is a little bit of a sweetener for.
And I'll go back to one of my favorite Longhorn memories was 45-35. That game in the Cotton Bowls with my twin brothers sitting second deck, about 45-yard line, third row, few corn dogs, few beers out of wax cups, and punt the ball to Jordan Shipley. Like, I literally remember, and that play, right, it turned the game.
No doubt.
Like, you see when there's teams that are evenly matched. I mean, when the talent level, when the athletic, level is more similar, like it's going to be, those plays are so critical. And who's going to go Jordan Shipley for us, right? Who's going to be the guy that says, okay,
I think Silas Bolden wants to.
Dude, I love him. Yeah, he lives right on that edge, and I mean, he's so close. He's so twitchy and fast and good hands. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. He needs one more block. I feel like he's one block, one cut away from breaking one. So hopefully, film study and evaluation in those areas over the course of the next 10 days can set them up to do some big things in special teams.
Speaking of getting it, get your Groggy Dog on. Can't stress it enough.
Right
if
there.
You need to order an Orange Blood shirt, we're going to have all the links to the store up. You'll be able to find them on our socials and on Orange Bloods. But if your company or your team or anybody that you need needs to place an order, holler at me. It's as simple as just reach out to Jeff. He'll be there. He'll take care of you every step of the way. That is essentially the Groggy Dog way. What can we do to make your order and your experience so good that you never have any doubts about where you go moving forward? But you can't get the second order until you've done the first order. Reach out to Jeff at Groggy Dog or anybody over at Groggy Dog.
Yep.
Go to the website, check it out. They're the tremendous sponsor of this show, of orangebloods.com, and they're waiting and willing and ready to take care of your every need. For myself,
Yes, sir.
For Jeff, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We'll see you next week when we will be giving you the 5 keys to beating Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. Cannot wait, but we kind of have to. We've got to get this weekend. Until next week, you guys have a great week. We'll talk soon. Later.